shut down that Paul Johnson, Georgia Tech offense. How have you managed to do that?
Coach V, he's just he's a football guru. He knows the ins and outs of that type of offense. So it starts with him, and it kind of ends with us preparing, and just kind of taking away the mental aspect of it, just reading your key and doing your job. It was really just assignment football, and we showed that Thursday.
Fun going from the triple option to Lamar Jackson?
Yeah, it's difficult because you have one mindset of a certain offense, and it's complete opposite. But we're up for the task.
How many hours of tape did you watch?
I watched all their games. I watched the Florida State game on the way home from Atlanta, and then I watched Marshall yesterday, and then I watched the other two games Saturday, and then our game from last year.
Curious, anything his last two games last year, the bowl game and I think Kentucky? Did you watch that?
Did not watch those. I just watched the games this year, then our game last year.
Why haven't people been able to stop him? What have you seen?
He's just an athlete, he's a freak athlete, and he can fly. And they do a bunch of funky formations, just kind of mess with your eyes. And he likes to run the ball. Their QB run game, they like to incorporate him in the run game a lot. So you have to have an extra hat at the ball now to defend him, because usually the quarterback just hands the ball off and he just sits there. But now since he's running the ball, a lot of the time the running back's another blocker, so we have to have an extra hat. I feel like the defenses have probably had a difficult time adapting to that. But I know Coach V will cook something up for us.
What did Marshall do? He had 62 yards rushing. What did they do to keep him in the pocket?
Their D-line played pretty good. I saw they had a couple sacks in that game, and they just kind of closed the pocket on them with blitzes, and then really just one-on-one matchups with their defensive ends and D tackles against their offensive line. So I think really a lot of that was really just their D-line played really well that game.
So much talk about Lamar Jackson. What about running back? Really, Radcliffe has been kind of under the radar.
Right. No, he's played well on film. Everyone is always talking about Lamar Jackson, but they got some playmakers on that side of the ball with their tight ends with number 18. The receivers, James Quick, I think, one of the receivers. So they got a lot of playmakers that help him out. It definitely is a great supporting cast for them with their running back, number 18, their tight end. So I think on all levels, including their offensive line, they're a talented team. That's why they're number 3 in the nation.
Is that offensive line a lot better than what you saw last year?
I mean, I won't really know until I go up against them truly. But they look good on film. Marshall did pretty good with just creating pressure. But I won't truly know until I'm on the field playing against them.
Is it fun going up against a guy like this as a defensive player? Do you look at it and just say, like Deshaun said earlier, it's always good when you're a competitor to go against the best, see how you do?
Yeah, absolutely.
From your defense standpoint, how do you look at this?
In the same way, we respect his game. We respect what he brings to the table. We know he's a great athlete, so we respect him. But we're not afraid of it. We don't fear nobody. So we know how much of a playmaker and how he's an elite talent. But we're up for the task. We, as a competitor, as as a football player, on our defense, everyone's just eager to play. I mean, 8 o'clock. Game day, Death Valley, there's nothing like that.
With the stats he's put up these past 4 games and the last 2 from last year, that's 6 games of work. As a defense, do you guys try to mix things up and try to just throw different things at him that he hasn't seen? Just try to.
I mean, that's up for Coach V. I don't know what he wants to do. We haven't met as a defense yet. So you have to ask Coach V that. I'm not making the defense. I'm just kind of running the plays. So you have to ask Coach V.
You prepared for them last year. You sort of an unknown. You didn't know who the quarterback was going to be. In terms of formation stuff, that kind of stuff, are they doing anything differently now, or is it?
Well, they incorporate him running the ball a lot more. I'm the same offensive coordinators. I'm still there. I'm guessing. So I'm sure it's still pretty similar. But I've noticed a lot of just different formations, and he's been running the ball a lot. So they've really just been incorporating the QB run game a little more because he's obviously a better athlete than I think Bolin is the backup. I think that's what we faced last year. I'm pretty sure. So that they'll probably just keep continuing to allow him to run the ball.
I think it's fair to say that your defensive line won the fist fight at the line of scrimmage against Georgia Tech.
Absolutely.
Will they be even more important in a situation like this where they can push the pocket back on
Right.
them?
Yeah, kind of the same thing with what Marshall did. We got to create pressure and kind of. I mean, I'm sure we want to keep him in the pocket because when he's out scrambling, he makes a lot of plays. So our D line is it's very important for them to get pressure and win their one-on-one matchups.
How much will the linebacker corps miss the versatility of Jalen Williams while he's getting over that injury?
Yeah, that's a huge loss just because he's really the only linebacker that can play all three positions. Because I've played Mike and Will, and Will and Sam are pretty similar, but I'm obviously not near as athletic as Dorian, so he's never put me at Sam. But Jalen's the only one that actually knows and has played all three positions. So he's he's interchangeable. He can throw him in whatever he wants. So that's a huge loss. But I know he's going to kill that rehab, and he'll be back in a couple weeks. But yeah, we're definitely going to miss him.
All the talk in the preseason was Clemson and Florida State. Are you surprised at all to see what Louisville's done the first week?
Yeah, I think everyone's surprised. No one, because I think Lamar Jackson was kind of an unknown going into the season. Everyone kind of had an idea what he would do, but they didn't think he would put up the numbers he has. So yeah, I'm definitely surprised, just like everybody else, of how well they've played. But Florida State's going to be a huge game too, but we're not looking forward to them at all right now. We're focused on Louisville, and come Saturday night we'll focus on I think BC on Friday. So we're focused on Louisville. But yeah, I'm surprised, just like everybody.
Even as well as Louisville's played, is it still kind of a kick in the teeth being the defending ACC champs, having them jump over even one of the polls?
I don't care. I mean, the polls on me. If we finish undefeated, what we want to happen is going to happen. We control what we have to control and what we can control. The polls, we can't control that, so I don't care less about the polls.
Through 1 month, do you guys feel more content with your big play defense? And it was a big emphasis in the offseason.
Yeah, I think we've definitely shut down that conversation so far, at least. I mean, hopefully we don't open that back up. But I think we definitely have kind of quieted that conversation. We've played assignment football on all three levels. So I'm definitely pleased with how we played so far. But it's only been 4 games. We've got 8 more. So there's a long road ahead of us.
Have you guys shut down the conversation too about Clemson's defense having to start slowly because you lost so many people? I mean, and why has that not happened? Is it because the guys who are replacing them are kind of like freak talented athletes who can?
Yeah, definitely that with our D line, and then the maturity of our back seven. Because we got some young guys on the defensive line with like Dexter and Jabril and all those guys. But they're such freak athletes and so athletic for how big they are that they can win at probably any matchup in the country. And then just the maturity of our back seven. So, I mean, I really haven't been surprised because I know what we've done in the spring and in the fall camp. But I'm just looking forward to continue on that success and keep this train rolling.
Coach Scott mentioned just the college game day environment when there's the big attention like the Notre Dame game, Georgia, and Florida State. He said the guys have treated it better now than in 2013. Would you say that's because you've been around for all 4 of these?
Yeah. No, absolutely. I think I've said it before. I'll say it again. I think that's one of the main reasons why we've been so successful. Is the same way we're going to practice this week and prepare in meetings and everything else is the same way we prepared for South Carolina State and Troy. We do not change anything different. I'll probably have a little more interviews. There'll probably be a lot more people here and a lot more tension with the media. But how we prepare is exactly the same. We do not change anything for an opponent. If we play to our standard, there's nobody in the country that can beat us.
Even with the younger guys, do you sort of remind them this week that when they're away from film room or the practice field to not get sucked in when they're
right? Yeah, absolutely. 'Cause they haven't experienced it yet, so that's definitely one of the main things that the older guys will be preaching to them.
With Lamar, is there a quarterback you can compare him to that you faced?
The one that plays here is pretty similar. Yeah. Everyone loves talking about Lamar, and it's kind of Deshaun's kind of been in the background. I'm just like, we got a pretty good quarterback here too. And they're both dual threat guys, even though Deshaun hates that word. That's what he is, so he can kind of get over it. But they're very similar. I mean, they're almost identical. So getting to go against Deshaun all throughout fall camp in the past 3 years is pretty good preparation for Lamar Jackson.
Is this a week where it probably wouldn't be good for Coach B to be the scout team quarterback?
Yeah, I don't know if Coach B wants to admit it, but he's not near as athletic as Lamar Jackson. I wouldn't be surprised if he still didn't do it, though, because he just likes being in control and likes just being able to control the tempo of the practice. They'll definitely probably throw in Zarek a good bit in there, just because Zarek's just as identical to Deshaun and Lamar Jackson. But I would not be surprised if Coach V ran a good bit of the plays, just because he likes just controlling the tempo and make sure we get over 100 plays in every practice. And it's difficult to do that, especially with a young guy like Zarek, who hasn't really run the offense yet. So he don't know how fast and how quick Coach V wants to run each play. So it'll probably be 50-50. Just me thinking about, because I know how Coach V is just like so, like, freaks out with that stuff. But we'll see today. I don't know.
All right, thank you, Ben.